and welcome to the Just Zander podcast. I'm your host, Zander Gray, and this is episode 35. Okay, well, I recorded earlier for just a couple of minutes, I think, and I was looking at the camera, and usually, anyway, this is just tech talk right now, but I like to attach a microphone, like a shotgun mic, on the camera. So when I edit the video and audio, I would match it up with the video, so it won't sound like it sound like it's in sync, you know. But the microphone wasn't working, so not this one, but the one on the camera. So I had to stop midway, but not technically midway. So that kind of threw me off. So as I said in before, so I have to kind of repeat myself here. I Throughout the week I had a plan of what I wanted to talk about, and then I got so busy and I just kind of spaced on it and I forgot. So I was gonna wing it today. So I'm just gonna say fuck it and kind of I might be jumping around here. But today I wanted to talk about expectations. Expectations really on yourself, predominantly. So if you know me personally, and if you even know me professionally, and if you listen to this podcast, that's awesome. Thank you. I have a very, very high expectation on just on myself, really high, like idiotically high. So if I were to work with you professionally, um, even if you do have a high expectation, I can guarantee you my expectation on myself is much, much, much higher than that. Especially if it's something that I enjoy doing, especially if it's something that I want to be good at, especially if it's something that uh, I want to prove people wrong because I have this stupid chip on my shoulder. And we'll talk about that maybe in this podcast. So we'll see. So what I wanted to talk about is I had to, and I, again, for the life of me, I don't remember if I talked about this topic in particular. I think I have, but I don't think I've dived deep into it too much. So like I said, I have a very high expectation of myself, and I used to, and I still do a little bit. Let's be honest here. I still do a little bit, but I used to have a really, really, really high expectation on other people as well. Like I really do, on a personal level and also on a professional level, especially on a professional level, because I want to work with people that are so goal oriented, that are so like driven that it will push me to be better. Like, I love working with people like that, especially on a professional level, because it makes me do a better job at what I do. It makes me more hungry and more driven. And again, like I said, if you know me professionally or personally, I am a complete psychopath when it comes to those type of things. I don't know where I got it from. And again, it, before I think it's a mix of this chip on my shoulder and also like this expectation on that I have on myself. You know, whenever I see somebody that's very, very similar to me, I am drawn to them. Not in a maybe in a narcissistic way, maybe perhaps, but more like, oh, they want the same things as I do, or they kind of want things or just goals. And I love being around those people, and I often tend to cling. No, I don't want to say cling, but I often gravitate towards them because I just want that. I want that feeling. I want that feeling of hunger and drive. And I don't necessarily know if I give that vibe off to others. I think I want to say maybe there are times where I feel like I'm just into just myself way too much, but I feel like some people maybe have a bad taste on their mouth of that. But I you know, again, man, I fuck with what I do. I fucks with the people I have around me, and I just keep going, man. Like I just want to get better. I just want to be better at everything I do, and I want to have my hands on everything. So I get obsessed with stuff like that. So what I'm saying is, when like I said, like I used to have a very high expectation on people. It's not that I don't anymore. I kind of manage it because it could be unhealthy, and it was unhealthy because I was expecting people to do the same amount of work, if not more, than me. Because if they do, then it pushes me to do more too. Like that's just how I am. And I would just not to outwork them, but to like get inspired by them, if that makes any sense. I just love that type of competition, you know. And I be honest about this, like so lately opportunities have been pretty good, like pretty good with I mean really good, man. I'm not gonna lie here. Because I just go after stuff and I just ask and I just kind of like, hey, let me can I do this? Can I do that? And I just try to just work really hard at being good at what I do and showcase a little bit of it. So so the people that I want to work with, or the companies or businesses that I want to work with, they're aware of the work that I do. And that's with really with anything, it's not really, you just have to, show your work pretty much. So I've been lucky, not lucky. I've worked hard enough where I've given this certain opportunities here and there. And again, like I feel good about this year. I mean, I feel really, really good about this year. Maybe delusionally, I have no idea, but things are starting to happen. Opportunities are starting to happen, and it's almost to the point where I have to really put together like a business for myself, and that's something that I've never ventured into. Like that's something that I've always wanted to do, but just had no idea how I could do it or what I can do to do it. But because of the person that I am and who I am, I luckily for me, I suppose, I I'm attracting people that are willing to help me, and are attracting people that are willing to work with me. So that's fucking cool, and I really appreciate that time and effort that people are putting out towards me, and that I know, and I'm so confident that I can do a good job, and I work my ass off. And it's not that I have anything to prove. I think I just enjoy doing those things, you know? And I feel good when I can be productive. And then when I'm a productive, I have more. And this is the odd thing, which I feel good about everything that I do. Like, for example, today, okay, I'm doing a podcast today. So you're listening in, I think, to either tomorrow or the following day. But like, like today, I was a little bit hungover, to be honest, but hey, I recovered. But I had a good day. Like it was nice out. I finished a song. I'm writing another song. I did some video work, editing, and I well going to and I did some video work yesterday, technically on my day off, but I loved it. I was just so productive. So in part, when I was in productive, then I feel good about the day. I feel good about being able to do all those things. And it's almost like my bandwidth got bigger and I had more to give, especially to my dogs and to my wife and to friends, even if they want the time with me. And it's not like I'm busy, I'm bragging. It's like I'm so happy that I get to do what I like to do, what I love to do. And I don't want to apologize for that, and I won't apologize for that because I work hard to get to where I am right now, and I'm gonna work hard to get to where I need to be. And I don't know if that's anything have to do with it has anything to do with the expectation. Okay, so what I'm saying is maybe to kind of come back to it, right? To come back to it, I think because I have such a high expectation on myself that, and then I lowered the expectation of the people around me, not because they're not worth it. It's more like I end up being aggressive and hurting myself and hating being resentful. That's where I want to come back to is like lower the expectation that you have of people, because for me, at least for me, because I tend to be resentful because they're not doing the work that I want them to do. Does that make any sense? Like I'm expecting them to work harder than me and expecting them to like give it their all, and that's like insane. That's such a big ask, or and that's such a tall order for anybody. And you have to realize that. I don't know if you do. I don't know if you do. I know I do. So I have to like really bring myself down to like, hey, stop doing that, you know? But on the upside, on the other side, because I have such a high expectation on myself, that I tend to do more work than I need to, but I love it. Because I love it, I have a healthy relationship with it. Maybe as I'm saying it delusionally, I do. I think I have a healthy relationship with the expectation that I have on myself, because if I don't get, let's say I'm working this job, or I'm trying to get this job or work this project or whatever, and I have such a high expectation, I'm doing it, whatever, and it didn't pan out the way that I wanted to, right? I'm I'm going to be bummed, but I I will get over it, for one, and for two, like I wouldn't feel sorry for the work that I did. I wouldn't feel bad about the work that I did, and I would actually feel good about it, just because, oh, I did the work and it's not what they want and they moved on, and I think that's okay. Just being able to have the opportunity to do something that's different is a win for me, you know? You know what's weird? Like before all this, I was so negative with everything. It was so hard to just be positive about everything, and like be positive about just the future and now and all this shit. But lately, maybe because I did the work, I'm still doing the work of just um working on my traumas, working on microaggressions and aggressions that I've had towards myself and other people, not other people, but like of my life. Like I'm continually working to get better at that. I just feel like whenever I have a negative thought, I just like almost like logically, realistically talk my way out of it too. Like, like for example, like I want this certain job, and if I don't get it, oh no, 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 before I'm waiting to hear back if I'm gonna get it or not, kind of thing, right? And and it's like, am I gonna get it? Am I gonna get it? What if I don't get it? What's gonna happen? Like all these weird, like anxious, kind of like anxiety filled questions, and I just kind of like, hey, you know what? You are who you are. You are you got to where you got because you needed to or you wanted to. So if you don't get that job, hey, that's okay. Work extra hard for the next one, or do or get better at what you're doing, and prove, not prove to them, but prove to yourself that they're missing out. Is that healthy? Anyway, that okay, their loss. It's all good, baby. It's all good, baby, because you're gonna keep being better for yourself. And I think the things that you do, you need to start doing it for yourself. With me in particular, like I've been trying to take more pictures, because I prefer product pictures, but I'm starting to venture out and taking pictures of people. And I think that's one of my weaknesses, but I've been slowly trying to get into it with, even with editing too. I still need a lot of work to get better at doing that. But so my strength right now is creating music, producing music, making music, uh, editing videos, taking video, and then and then the other one that I wanted to work on is photography. So these three things are what the service that I provide currently, or in the future too as well. So my goal is to consistently work on those three things, because music is really broad, right? Because like I'm a musician, I'm an artist, but also I'm a producer, so it's like it's a lot already. And then even the video side too, like depending on if you're doing promo videos or like introduction videos or interview videos, it's so broad. Even photography too is so broad. Product photography, like portrait photography, real estate, all this shit. It's broad, but I'm just putting my hands into it. And again, like this podcast thing too, which I love to do. I'm slowly getting back into doing for myself, And what am I trying to say here? I've been feeling good. I think coming back to the negativity, or that like I have a problem with, or before, I just feel good about life right now. And it's a sometimes it's an odd feeling because I never usually feel that way. Like the negative thoughts that I have now are very short. Like it doesn't last long, you know? And I don't know why. Cause usually I sit and ruminate. Yeah, is it ruminate or is it luminate? No, ruminate. Luminate is lights. I'm an idiot. I ruminate. I feel like that's a wrong word. I ruminate on, like, can I say ruminate again? I ruminate on thoughts, on like negative thoughts. A while I'm sitting here is thinking, like, oh, what if this doesn't happen? What if this doesn't? I don't do that anymore. I really don't. And if I do, it's very, very quick. Like it's very like temporary. I just kind of like, oh, I don't think like it's almost like I'm talking to myself. Like, don't think like that. Why you think like that, dude? You're the best, dude. Like I'm such my own hype man because I'm crazy that I'm just like, bro, you don't. Come on, man. Come on, you're better than that, baby. You can do better than that, baby. Don't even think that, baby. So I have to like I hype myself up. You should too. I should write a book on that. Yeah, I have genuinely have no complaints. Like I'm still working towards the stuff that I need to do, obviously. And if nothing comes out of it, I'm okay. I'm okay with that, man. Like I feel good, dude. I feel good. The week. This is the funny part. I think the week that I plan on talking, I had something negative to talk about. Eh, maybe in my life, or the circle that I'm in, but because of what I'm saying right now, that it just it's so short lived, like it's so temporary, and I just like, I don't care, I don't care about it, which is a nice feeling. But then, because at the moment, like here's the thing, I'll speak this truth about me, right? This little fact about a little factoid about me. So whenever I'm driving to work or whatever, I would just think in my head, just thoughts, just random thoughts, boom, boom, boom. Like it's almost like meditation, just kind of you're driving. It's a driving meditation thing where you just thoughts come in and then go. They come in and then go. So depending on the day that I'm having or about to have, I just think about the day, or just like, oh, I wonder if this is gonna happen. Oh, I have to do this today. And then every once in a while, some thoughts comes in. I'm like, ooh, that would be interesting on the podcast, because that's when you start doing. Again, the audience that I have, I don't know if you guys ever want to do a podcast or you are doing your own podcast. A lot of the people that I know aren't doing podcasts, so I don't know. But whenever I have a thought, I will like, okay, save it for the podcast, right? Because usually this factoid that usually I would just talk to myself in the car like a crazy person, and then I just kind of go through the motions, and then the conversation's over with myself because c- you know, a psychopath. So now, because I have this podcast again, even with this podcast, I'm literally talking to myself too. I'm just talking in front of this camera, and yeah. So I save those thoughts for this, and but because I don't really hold on to negative thoughts or negativity, I forget. So this is where we're at, where we're talking about expectations, and I'm just kind of all over the place right now. It's odd sometimes when when you don't have another person to go back and forth with. I mean, even then, like I also like on top of God, my hair is terrible today. On top of the work that I do, music, videography, photography, I I don't want to say music production. I talk for a living. I do. I talk for a living. I don't necessarily get paid for it, but I talk for a living. And I want to be really good at it too. Like really good at it. Like I want to be I want to be able to just not only have a conversation with a person or people, like I want to get to a point where if interviews are being done, or like if I hop on another podcast or anything, I want to be able to hold my own and have a conversation depending on what the podcast topic is about, you know? And I feel good about that. And I want to get good at it. Like I don't want to be a host or have any inclination of that opportunity. I think hosting is incredibly hard, and reading from thing is hard. I just think it's cool to just, be a guest on another podcast or like acting or stuff like that, you know? Uh I'm just swinged on a different thing now. Anyway, so I have music. It's a terrible transition, but I've made music, yo. I have two songs that I'm done. Oh, whoa, hold on. Is it two or three? I think I have three songs done. Yeah, I have three songs done. And then I'm working on this one song with a homie. And then I have another beat tape hopefully coming out soon. The producers that I'm working with, they're super busy right now. So I think it depends on when their schedule open up, because this is just a side project thingy. And that would be cool. That would be fun. I just put basically all the music that's out right now on like Spotify or Apple Music. I just put them on Bandcamp and SoundCloud finally. I don't know why it took me forever, and I licensed all of it too. I just haven't had the time, but it's on now. So if the links are there, you can find my Bandcamp. It's I don't remember the link, but Bandcamp is free. So basically, if you want any of my songs or to listen to whatever to own, you can put zero. I mean, you can tip me if you want. I would greatly appreciate it, but it's not necessary. You can put zero and then put your email on there, and then you can just download the songs or whatever that's up, and you can listen to it at your own time if you own a iTouch or iPad or iPod, or you can put it on your phone. You know, uh, same goes with SoundCloud. I think you can do. I think you can download too. I think I made that option that you can just download and listen to. You don't have to pay anything. Um, So so if you get the chance to listen to it, or on Spotify, whatever, it's on Spotify. Every song that I've done currently that I released, is out on Spotify. So, oh, and Apple Music. I use Spotify. That's why I say Spotify. So I hope you enjoy because I'm working on releasing more songs. I've been wanting to, I've been singing a lot more lately, and I'm starting to like my voice again. Before man, I hated my voice. I didn't think I sounded good, like, but now I just try to just enjoy the music that I do and just enjoy the songs that I make. Um, the branding that I'm trying to put out is literally that, is to just not no overthinking and keep it simple, stupid, to just to Nike it, and to not uh judge yourself for not doing a good job, or to just give yourself a chance to fail, give yourself a chance to succeed. And I feel good about what I'm going to release. I feel good about the things that I'm doing. And if you've heard any of my podcasts before, and if you talk to me on a personal level or professional level, I don't often feel this way, you know, not really. It's always like, oh, I can do better, or oh, I'm very like, I want to say I'm humble at with the things that I do. It's like it's weird for me to like, even though I think people, I mean, the people who know me personally, yeah, I talk a lot of shit, and I overly confident and stuff. But I mean, but honestly though, I think I overdo it because I'm really not. I overdo it because I overdo it to so that I believe myself that I am whatever the fuck that means. It sounds so confusing, but I do that so I can believe in myself. Now I have this self belief, this really, really strong self belief. I know I can do stuff. I know I can make it. I can make it is very subjective to me. So I know I can be successful, and I will be. I'm going to be. I'm super confident. I believe that, and I manifest the fuck out of stuff. I mean, call me Eminem, son, like, because I'm a manifesting motherfucker. Eminem, I spit hot fire. So I I am that person now, and it's crazy. I wanted to be that person like a long time ago, but now I fucking believe it. And if you feel like this podcast is just kind of me bragging, I don't think it is. It's just me accepting who I am now. This podcast is me accepting uh the life that I'm having right now. I don't have any bad things to say. Uh don't get me wrong, I talk shit. I talk shit. I do. I talk shit. But I can take it too. So if you talk shit to me, I can take it. But yeah, I try not to put out that negative energy towards people. Like, I want people to be successful. I want my friends, my family, people I work with professionally. I want them to be as fucking successful as they can. Give themselves a chance to be successful. And I hope that me being the person that I am, me doing the things that I do, hopefully in turn inspire them and motivate them to do something for themselves too. And I just love having conversations with people where I can kind of exude that feeling, that vibe for them, towards them. That is the service that I try to provide for people, where I try to bring the best out of them with videos, especially with like storytelling and stuff like that. And we win pictures. Like, I don't like, eh, on a side note, like for pictures, when I do photography, I don't like scripted stuff. I like the candid shit, especially when I'm taking pictures of people. But with products, it's different. Product photography is different. It's super different. It's about the vibe that you're trying to put out. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I just I don't know. I think that's just where I want to end it. It's short today, even though I went past a little bit. Usually I stop around 25, 26 minutes like before, but I don't think it needs to be an hour, you know. I think we're just chatting here, like a quick little chat. And so I'm gonna pause right now just a little bit. So for the music, I put the theme song in the beginning and where it ends usually, but I moved it to like the 30-minute mark. So we just passed 30 minutes. So anyway, have a great night or good day. You can find me pretty much everywhere, but I mostly use Instagram. I'm trying to venture out to other things, but whatever. Like I don't. I need to start using social media better, and I will. I will. I think right now I just enjoy what I do outside of that, so I don't really concern myself with that, which I should because a lot of the work comes off that way. But anyway, you can find me on Instagram at just Xander, Twitter at just Xander Gray, and everything else Xander Gray on YouTube or whatnot. So if you listen to if you're listening to my podcast, I thank you. I really appreciate anybody and everybody that always just take the time to just listen to what I have to say. Like I'm really nobody, but if I can help you in any way, or if you have any questions or any, I don't know, if you need help in anything, just feel free to hit me up. Like I said, I do music stuff, photography, videography, and then, or if you need somebody to talk to, I'm here too. I love the podcast, just podcasting in general, because you get to hear how people are sometimes. I know some, depending on who you listen to, they have a podcast voice, they have a podcast persona, but genuinely what you hear now is me. I don't go too crazy. I think I'm better with people in the room. I can just be silly and stuff, but when I'm doing the solo thing, it this is also another side of me, and I try to be as authentic or as authentic and genuine as I can be. Anyway, I'm rambling on now. I hope you enjoy your day. Have a good day. Lower your expectation of other people, but raise the expectation you have on yourself. I think when you do in a good way, in a positive way, I think you are more able to achieve the things that you don't think you can achieve. You know, self belief is key to growth and success, I feel like. Uh, and if you don't believe, I mean, if you don't believe that at all, hey, to each their own. But you can have a conversation with me. I would love to talk to you about stuff like that. Anyway, have a great day. I'll leave you to it. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time. Bye. Peace. I'm alone.